Hi Fiona, so this is just a video covering the basics of SEO. The first thing to say is SEO can be quite complicated. For example, I've had to be on several different courses and I've had to read quite a lot and do quite a lot of experimentation down the years to get SEO right. So what I'm going to basically cover today is the things that you can do that will really help and the simple things that make quite a lot of difference in terms of traffic to the website. And obviously, I can help you with this if you're not sure about what you're doing, or you upload a blog and you want me to double check what you've done. Obviously, there's assistance with that included in the hosting fees. But basically, the way it works, what I've done for this video is I've blanked all of your SEO. I've turned it all off so that I can go over how it works. And obviously after this video, I'll pop that all back on. But for now, when I blank all the SEO, what happens is your site title becomes quite generic. So it's just the name of the page. Business valuation is the name of the page. And then it pops the site name that we had. And that's that. If you did no SEO at all, that was what would happen. And that's not great in terms of Google searches, because we can see that in action now. So as an example page, we're looking at the page which is business valuations. If we pop to Google, so I've just gone to Google and I've searched business valuation. And a good thing to do and to look at is the people that are coming up top. This is their title of their page, and this is the description of their page. And they're obviously sitting at the top of Google. These are sponsored, these ones, so they've paid to be there. But if you go down to more of the natural site results, you've still got people that are putting quite clearly, they've got the word business, valuing, company, and they've got description, which contains lots of keywords as well. So your site title needs to have very useful things, keywords for Google relating to the subject. So does the description of the site. And even this is quite a good one actually, how to value your small business, a guide. So there will probably be people out there, and that's the sort of thing that they're going to search for. Rather than just putting business valuation, they may put a guide to valuing a small business, something like that. So SEO is a bit experimentational, and it's a bit of trial and error. But the obvious thing to think about is putting in the key words. So we have business valuation in there, and we have business valuation in this page's description. That's going to help it come up. So if we just, for an example, decide what you think, that's quite sensible to have that as our site title. You pop across to the page. So again, we're on the business valuation page. We'll give the page the title of business valuation. We may not want the word services, so we could say we'll call it business valuations. And then that's the sort of the main key word. And if you look at other people, they might have other similar wordings or some similar bits which will help people find them. So simple business valuations, you may decide you might want to use that. Value my business, you may decide that's quite useful. So you kind of have to think about what someone's likely to put into Google and put the most useful things. I would say maybe valuing a company would go alongside that. So we have business valuations. Everything that you put on here, you separate with the little line. And I would say that's quite a good site title, because then you're capturing people that are typing business valuations into Google, and you're also capturing people that are going to type valuing a company. So we have the word company, the word business, the word valuations, the word valuing. Pretty good site title that in terms of Google, because you're going to cover a lot of different areas. Then you need to write a description, and I'm not suggesting we steal a description, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to borrow a description from someone's site, because obviously I'm not entirely sure what you'd want it to say. So we could borrow a description here, and you can see what's happening is the keyword we've typed, business valuations, is putting them in bold. So business and company, it's letting you know that those words are contained within that site description. So we choose a site description, and the key to the site description is we will want the word business or company and valuations or valuing. So we have valuation and we have company. So we have those two words in there, they must be in there. That's how it works. You could make that valuations, and you could turn the word company into business. Google doesn't mind. It will list those pretty much the same. So people get really worried saying, should I have the word valuation and valuations? You don't actually need to, because Google will find you for both. Same as company and business. It doesn't hurt to have both. You don't necessarily need them. Google understands the word company and the word business with the word valuations next to it. it knows exactly what you're offering. So yeah, so one thing is the page name has to be correct. So we have a page name, which you can see up here and here, business valuation. That's a really good page name because it gets some keywords on there. The title then becomes critical. So we want business valuations, valuing a company, something like that. The description is the next thing that's important because again, it's going to have the keywords in there as well. So you need the keywords in the page name, the title, the description. That's important. The next thing is keywords. Google used to be really big on this a few years back. It isn't so much now, but it definitely does not hurt to do a bit of keyword research and put a few keywords in here. You separate them by having a comma, as you can see there. So a tip for that is there's a site that I use, which is called Word Tracker. And you can go on here and you can do a search. So I've searched for the word business valuation. I've said we want to see how people are looking up that particular search term in the United Kingdom. And what it will do is it will list you roughly the volume of searches that people are putting in. So in the past 12 months, it will basically tell you the sort of searches and the sort of keywords that are really popular for that particular subject. So accountant business valuation. So we might decide that's a really good keyword. I mean, keywords are confusing because people think it's one word, but you can use it as that, put a comma, put a space. And just put a few of these in and you think, yep, that's definitely relevant to me. So business valuation. Again, we need those words in there because they're in the title and the description. Another comma. And don't go too in depth with this because, like I say, Google doesn't pay as much attention to it as it used to. But just find a few things up here which you think, yeah, I'd like to come up for that search term. Business valuation methods, for example, in the UK, that might be a really useful search term. So just pop a few in there. People get really carried away and put hundreds and hundreds. But like I say, this isn't as critical as the site title or the site description or the page name. So just drop a few things in there that you think that would help Google to find this particular page. So that covers the basics of SEO. So the basics of SEO are page names, page titles, page description, and then as a sort of secondary thing, keywords. The next thing about SEO you have to think about is the title. So in this area, I've put a blocked area for a title. That has to be the same as the page name and the site title. And also you'll want to have these words, business and valuations, and words relating to that in the text that you've written, which you have done here. So we've got the word company and valuation straight away. We've got companies, we've got shares, we've got valuation. Lots of relevant keywords that help Google to understand this page is exactly about this particular subject. So this is a very good page in terms of having the right content on it. And now we've done that SEO, it's a very good page in terms of we have the correct page name, the correct title, the correct description, and a good list of keywords. So you then, if we're happy with that, we'd publish, we'd hit OK, and then that's it, and then we'd finish. Now, people get really excited to then quickly jump on Google and see if they're suddenly ranking for those subjects, but it can take 6 to 8 weeks for Google to pick up all your new SEO. So that's why I always say to people, blogs are so important, because if you keep doing blogs and you keep doing SEO, what happens over the weeks and over the months is you just get more and more traffic. The more subjects you cover, the more SEO you have, the bigger the website gets, the more traffic it gets. So as a good tip, 20-page website will only go so far and rank so well and get you so many hits. A 50-page website will do a lot more. A 100-page website will do even more. So long-term goals in terms of the website is expanding the services, expanding the blogs, and thinking about the types of blogs you write. Because if you write blogs for subjects people are interested in and they're Googling, that's going to really help. A lot of my customers try and be quite topical, so they'll write about things in the news and obviously relating to their company as well. But they'll be writing about things which I think that's quite topical. So I'll do a blog about that. I'll put all the SEO on it and I'll submit it. And basically your site's set up to submit the sitemap by itself. So once you add a page and do SEO, you don't need to do anything. Google will trawl the site and keep finding these new pages and keep finding this new SEO. So yeah, I hope that helps. It's the basics. There's a lot to cover. You might need to watch this a couple of times, but hopefully that's clear enough to get you started. And if you've got any questions, just let me know. Thanks for watching.